Picture this: a forgotten corner of an old, crumbling antique shop, where the air is thick with dust and the scent of decay. That's where I found it. A tarnished mirror with an ornate silver frame, its surface clouded as though it held secrets too dark to reflect. The shopkeeper, a frail man with hollow eyes, refused to meet my gaze as he whispered, "It's not for sale, unless you're ready to see them." I laughed nervously, brushing off his cryptic warning, and insisted on taking it home. That night, as I hung the mirror in my bedroom, I noticed something strange. My reflection lingered just a second too long after I moved. I told myself it was exhaustion playing tricks on me. But then the whispers began, soft at first, like the rustle of leaves, but soon growing louder, more insistent. They came from the mirror, voices overlapping in a cacophony of anguish. When I looked closer, I saw them, faces pressed against the glass from the other side. Their hollow eyes stared back at me, mouths moving silently until one word broke through. Help. Tried to ignore it, but every time I passed the mirror, the figures became clearer. They weren't just reflections, they were trapped souls. One night, I woke to find the mirror glowing faintly in the dark. My reflection wasn't mine anymore. It smiled when I didn't, and moved when I stood still. Panicked, I covered it with a sheet and shoved it into the attic. But that didn't stop it. The whispers followed me everywhere, echoing in empty rooms and creeping into my dreams. Worse still, my own reflection began appearing in places it shouldn't. Windows of passing cars, puddles on the street, even in other people's eyes. Desperate to rid myself of this nightmare, I smashed the mirror into pieces and buried them far from my home. But when I returned that night, there it was, whole again and hanging on my wall as if it had never left. Now, it's no longer just whispers or fleeting glimpses. The figures in the mirror are stepping closer to me each day, their hands pressing against the glass as though testing its limits. And my reflection? It doesn't even try to mimic me anymore. It watches with a knowing smile that chills me to my core. I'm sharing this because I don't know how much time I have left before they take me, or before I become one of them. If you ever come across an antique that feels wrong, if its history feels heavy and its presence suffocates, leave it where you found it. Some objects aren't just cursed. They're gateways to something far worse than death itself.